All right, on the back page of the Chapter 10 study guide on the top half, we have a chart up at the top right here that we're going to use for 12 and 13, and then we have a chart right here that we're going to use for 14 and 15. Whenever you're dealing with insurance, you're dealing with a lot of charts, so that's a very common thing. I'm actually going to do 12 and 13, and I'm going to do 15. So I'm going to start here with number 12. And what number 12 says is the replacement value of the Hernandez's home is estimated at $140,000. But generally speaking, we do not insure things at 100% of the value because some things are still there. So, like the foundation might still be there if the house burns down. Or if there's an earthquake, you still have the dirt lot that the house sits on. So, there's some value there. So, you usually insure things a little bit lower than the actual value of the home because some of the things maintain the value even after a disaster. So for number 12, we first need to figure out what is the replacement value that we actually insure it at. And so it's $140,000 value, but we only insure it at 80% or 0.8 written as a decimal. So that is going to tell me that 112,000 is the insured rate that we're going to use. And it says in this one, according to the figures, it says below, it should say above, what is the amount of coverage on the personal property? Now, the personal property in this chart says they're covering things at 50% of the total replacement value. So the replacement value is $112,000. And of that, we're going to do personal property at 50%. And so I'm going to multiply the amount of the replacement value times the 50%. And that means I'm going to, personal property will be insured at $56,000. For number 13, if we take a look here, 13, the replacement value of the Bonner house is $240,000, but they're insuring it also at 80%. So it's $240,000 times 80% means that we are insuring $192,000 in value of this house. And then it says, what is the insured amount for the garage and other structures? This says the garage and other structures are at 10% of the replacement value. So I'm going to go the 192,000 replacement value times the 10%, which is the garage and other structures, which tells me then that $19,200 is the insured amount of those items. So I'll put in that 19,200. So now I'll take a look at the 14 and 15, which both use the chart here. So for 14, I'll go ahead and do. And it says the replacement value of Sill's home is estimated at $250,000, but he's insuring at 80% of the value. So again, it's $250,000 is the total value, but the replacement value here, in this case, he's doing 80% as well. So a total of $200,000 in replacement value. And it's saying use the chart if this house is a wood frame. So the wood frame is over here to the right. And it's a fire protection class of 7. So I find where 200,000 and the 7 interconnect, and it looks there that $850 is the cost for that homeowner's insurance premium for a wood framed house with a fire protection of 7 at $200,000. So we get $850.